Good morning from Wadi Musa, Valley of Moses. Wadi means valley, Moses, the biblical person. This is where Moses was believed to have come when he was wandering in the wilderness, and this is where he struck a stone with his staff, and water came forward. Looking over these absolutely beautiful hills. Directly behind me there, you might be able to see a Movenpick sign, a hotel sign, and just in front of that, just behind that, is the visitor centre for Petra. And basically, Petra is in that gorge just there. In that gorge just there. So I'll go down today. I'll go down nice and early while it's cooler. So I'm staying at Candles Hotel in Petra, and most of the hotels that I stay in, I try and get breakfast, because then that sets you up for the day and you don't have to sort out something to break your fast. So this is a fairly typical breakfast. So we've got cheeses, we've got olives, some cold meat, some fish, that's the sesame, we've got dates, we've got cheese, bread, and of course we've got standard, we've got eggs, and we've got a cooked product there with a meat in it. So this will set me up for the day. Second of 3 entries into Petra. And as I scanned my Jordan pass, the attendant did not want to look at my passport like they did yesterday. And when I said second, he said crazy. So that's his thoughts clearly on us, the visitor. So let's see what today brings. So it's about 8:30. I've made it down to the Basin. And the little Nabataean soldiers, the little Roman soldiers, in their plastic hats, are doing a bit of a show and tell. It's a form your own line thing. Cute. So actually, as you exit the sick, you can see the Treasury sneaking a view, sneaking a peek at us. And the whole forecourt just opens up to the majesty that is the Treasury. Just superb. So I'm down here at the Treasury, and the camels normally just sit here anyway, but this is the first time that I've heard them asking for 1 dinar for a photo with the camels. So once again, unrealistic, price gouging. I've been down here a lot of times before, and you never pay to take a photo with a camel. So when you exit the Treasury and you head down this next little sick, we will find other tombs. We'll find the Roman amphitheatre, the Urn Tomb, and the royal tombs. So let's wander down this one. So we've walked down that little sick just there. The Treasury is right at the end. And then you come across the first set of monuments, which are tombs. Just look how ornate that is. That's just superb. And just behind that block is the Roman amphitheatre. You can just see it poking out over there. And a little bit further down that way is the Urn Tomb. So we've just come from those first set of tombs, and we can see lots of other tombs up there on the cliff face. And over here we've got the Roman theatre, which is actually a Nabataean theatre. But just as a point of reference, this is probably the best toilet that there is in the whole park. And then we have some gorgeous camels sitting there, waiting for people to come and have a ride on them. If we pan up this way a little, and we can see up on this cliff face up here, and you can see the start of tombs that have been cut into the cliff face there. I'll even pan around here and find another one tucked away just there. Just superb. So we'll walk down here to the Roman theatre. So we've walked a little further along and we've come into the Roman amphitheatre. I'm going to walk a little further down this way and we'll find the steps to the Urn Tomb. If I just pan around here, I wonder if you'll be able to see just how magnificently coloured that sandstone is. And what you can see over here is tombs that were excavated when they carved the Roman theatre. Fabulous. So we've moved a little further down in the park. Behind me you can see the Roman amphitheatre. The sun is blaring right in front of me, but over behind me is the Urn Tomb, and it's called the Urn Tomb because there was an urn found in it. And over on the next ridge you can see carvings, and they're the royal tombs. There's 3 tombs in there: the royal tomb, the Corinth tomb and the silk tomb. And the best way to get there is across a ridge just over the top here. Over in this area behind me there's a roof, and under there is the Byzantine monastery with a beautiful mosaic. And as you come around this corner you go down to the Colonnade Street. So we'll head down that way. So from the royal tombs up there you come across, just on the crest of that hill is the Byzantine church, and there's just beautiful mosaics there. And then on the top of this hill over here you have the ruins of the Temple of the Winged Lion. This guy over here is the Grand Temple, and it has the most beautiful hexagonal floor tiles. It's absolutely beautiful. That's the Bint there, that square building. And up in there is the monastery, the 1,000 steps. So I decided just to keep walking, and I came to the monastery stairs. Now there's only maybe 1,000 of them, and I think I've done about 20. So I've just found some shade. I'll pause for a minute and then I'll keep going. I'm using the hiking poles today. I brought them the last time, but I never used them after the Indiana Jones incident of 2018. So they're actually helping because I'm using my hands to help propel me up each step. So that's what I'm heading. As I'm sitting here, this is my view. And I think if you can just see, top of a hill come down a bit, there should be, yeah, something square. That's the bint. And if you go over a little from the bint, you should have the grand temple to give you a bit of an orientation of where I am. Breathing heavy. About 10 minutes from the top. I'll stop here and have a drink. But if you look over that valley, you see the royal tombs, the Corinth tomb and the silk tomb over there in the distance. Spectacular. I started this part at the bottom of the stairs at about 10 o'clock. Now it's 11:30, so that's taken me an hour and a half of ouch to get here. And here I am at the monastery. This is actually part of a large cistern, large water basin. So underneath here is 7 reservoirs where the water from the surrounding area gets pulled in. One of the greatest engineering feats, thanks to the Nabataeans. Spectacular. The previous time I came here, which was about March of last year, I was so tired and exhausted by the time I actually got here. I forgot to do any recordings of the place. So this time I'm going to make up for it. Plus, plus, plus. You can go a little further up to a place called The View, but this is spectacular enough for me that I don't think I'm going to go any further. Honestly, absolutely, the last time I will come to the monastery. Spectacular, everybody should do it at least once. Al-Deir, just wonderful. On the way down I'll do as many recordings as I can because, as I say, not doing this again. Absolutely spectacular. Coming down from the monastery, I'll probably be walking about 5 minutes or 10 minutes. This is the view that the gentleman said was one of the best. And he and his family there are having their lunch. You can hear a generator in the distance. So I've been walking down for about an hour and a bit, and I'm probably halfway. I've stopped at the same drink station that I had when I came up, but this time I didn't have a diet. I had a full sugar drink just to try and get me down the hill. The hiking poles have actually been really, really good. They've been really stabilising me. It's been fabulous. So I left the monastery at midday and it's gone 2 o'clock now. And I've reached the bottom of the stairs. There's supposed to be 900 stairs, but it feels like that there's 1,000. And not all of them are stairs, they're just slippery, worn sandstone. So a lot of people waited for me, a lot of people had to give me assistance at different sections, so it was just absolutely fabulous. Hi guys, these guys were having lunch with me upstairs, up the top. It's absolutely fabulous. I still don't donkey. Donkey is just not the way to do it. If you come, you walk it, you don't donkey. Donkey is just the lazy person's way of doing stuff. So I'm down by the Casa Albent, the square castle, Casa Castle, and the colonnade street is just down there, so I'll head that way. And in the distance you can see the royal tombs, the silk tomb and the Corinth tomb in the distance over there. So this is my 9th time down to Petra and my first time to do a carriage. I did the monastery, I've done 10 kilometers. This is my waiting for another carriage to exit the sick, and then we will go in. Oh, gonna die. Oh. He's going to die. Does the horse have a name?
Yes. Rad.
Arad.
Rad.
Arad.